Guess I just feel like what happened to that?
G'day guys, it's Dave Tran here and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play I Guess I Just Feel Like by John Mayer. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to play the rhythm on the acoustic guitar, and I'm also going to teach you how to play the solo that's in the middle of the song. So let's start with the rhythm, and for the basics, you'll need your guitar in standard tuning and you'll need a capo on the second fret of your guitar. Now, if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to take your guitar to the next level, then check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. The guitar I'm playing here today is a Cole Clark Fat Lady 2 with Elixir strings. If you want to find out more, there's a link in the description below. So before we get into the chords, I'm just going to teach you the strumming pattern that's going to be used basically throughout the whole song. The strumming pattern goes something like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And in succession, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Alright, so let's jump into the verse chords, and we have 3 lines of chords here. For our first line of chords, we have an A. To play this A chord, John takes his index finger and he bars across the second fret of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. The second chord we have is a D/A. Now to play that, you're going to leave your index finger here, and your ring finger comes onto the 4th fret of the 4th string, and your middle finger onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now we're actually going to hammer these 2 fingers on for the first strum of that chord. So for the first down strum, you just want to hammer these 2 fingers on, like that. But it's not 100% necessary, but it is what John does. Now we're going to play each of those chords for one of the strumming patterns, so it will sound like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. That's it for the first line of chords, and that's played through 4 times. Now there is one slight variation that we can add for that A chord, and John sprinkles this in throughout the song. He doesn't always play it, but sometimes he does, so it's just optional. So for the A chord, you can actually take your ring finger and put it on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, but only for some of the strums. So the highlighted strums that I have up here in the strumming pattern, that's where you're going to put down your ring finger onto the 4th fret of the 3rd string. So it'll sound like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So notice how I just put my ring finger down on only those strums and nothing else. So that's just a variation you can use to spice up that A chord. Moving on to our second line of chords, we have an F sharp minor chord, then we have a D chord, and that line of chords is played through twice, and each chord is played for 1 full strumming pattern. And then the third line of chords is just the same as the first line of chords, except it's played through twice and not 4 times. So in total, this is what verse 1 sounds like. After the first verse, there's a break, and it's exactly the same as the first line of chords for the verse, and that's just played through twice. Verse 2 is exactly the same as verse 1, and then we get to the solo section, which just has 3 lines of chords. We're going to start with the G chord, and we're going to play that for 2 strumming patterns. Then we have an F sharp minor for 2 strumming patterns. And that's it for the first line of chords. Now I'll make a note that John actually plays the G chord like this with his thumb reaching over the top, but I'm just going to use an open shaped G just for simplicity. The second line of chords is almost identical, except the F sharp minor is played for one strumming pattern, and then we go to an E major chord for one strumming pattern. And then the third line of chords is the same as the break. So the A to the D/A. And altogether the solo section will sound like this. Then we get to verse number 3, and verse number 3 is identical to verse number 1 and 2, except that the second line of chords is played through 3 times and not just 2 times. Finally, there's the outro of the song, and it's very similar to the break chords, so we have the A and the D/A, except we're adding in an extra chord here, which is the G chord. So that's just going to be after the A, and it's within that first strumming pattern as well. So the A and the G are within one strumming pattern. And the point at which you're going to change chords is on the highlighted strum in the annotation. So the outro chord progression will just sound like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up. And a bit faster. And you just play that chord progression till the end of the song where it fades out. So that's it for the rhythm, and it just goes to show you what's possible with a few simple chords. Now for the beginners out there who are having troubles with this bar and the bar chords involved in this version, then there is a simpler version, and you just need to take your capo up to the 4th fret instead of the 2nd. Now I'll leave the chords to that version in the link down below, but basically you'll just use the exact same strumming pattern but just with simple chord shapes like G's and C's and E minors. Alrighty, so now I'm going to teach you how to play the main guitar solo. Now if you want to learn how to play the guitar solo at the end of the song, then I'd highly suggest checking out a video done by a fellow YouTuber named Daryl Sims. He's got a really great step-by-step video for the solo at the end of the song, so if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description below. But now I'll just teach you how to play the main solo in the bridge. Alright, so this solo has 3 lines of tabs, and it's fairly simple to play. For our first 3 notes of the solo, we're going to start by sliding our ring finger up to the 11th fret of the 4th string. And then index finger, 9th fret of the 3rd. And then our ring finger comes up to the 12th fret of the 2nd. And we're going to bend that up a full tone. And then after that, we're going to hit that 12th fret again and bend it up and release. So that's a quick bend and release. And then end on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. And those first 5 notes together. After that, we're going to go to the 11th fret of the 3rd string. I'm going to bend that up and release. And then go to the 9th fret of the 3rd string. For our next chunk of notes, we're going to go 9th fret, 11th fret of the 3rd string, and then go down to the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Bend that up and release. And then we have 4th fret, 6th fret of the 4th string, and back to the 4th fret of the 3rd. And that chunk of notes. After that, we're going to play the 6th fret of the 4th string and 4th fret of the 3rd string again. Like that. For our next run, there's 3 notes. So we're going to slide up to the 6th fret of the 4th string, and then 4th fret of the 3rd, and then we're going to jump to the 7th fret of the 4th string. And ideally you want to get there with your index finger because we'll need our ring finger on the 9th fret in a sec. So that's it for the first line of tab, and it'll sound like this. So for our second line of tab, we've already started with that 7th fret of the 4th string. Now for our next one, our ring finger will come onto the 9th fret, we'll slide that up to the 11th, and then index finger on the 9th fret of the 3rd string, then middle finger on 10th fret of the 2nd, and pinky on the 12th fret of the 1st string. So that's all in one smooth motion. After that, there's a quick slide from the 12th fret to the 14th, and then we go back to the 12th fret of the 1st string. So that little chunk. For our next chunk of notes, we're going to start with the 14th fret of the 1st string, bend that up, and then go to the 12th fret, back to the 14th fret. We're going to go 14th fret of the 2nd string, bend and release, down to the 12th, 13th fret of the 3rd string, and back to the 12th fret of the 2nd. So that chunk in total. For our next chunk, we'll start the 12th fret of the 2nd string, then 14th fret of the 2nd string. We'll go down to the 13th fret of the 3rd string with our ring finger. We'll bend and release, then go to the 11th fret, 13th fret of the 4th string, and back to the 11th fret of the 3rd string. So that chunk all together. We're going to end this second line by going up to the 16th fret of the 3rd string, bending it up and releasing and holding that note out. So in total for the second line, for our third and final line, there's just 3 small phrases here. So the first one, we have our index finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. So for our first small chunk, it's 4th fret of the 4th string, and then 6th fret of the 3rd string. And you just want to hold both those notes out. For our next chunk, you'll go 4th fret of the 3rd string, but we're going to hammer on and pull off to the 6th fret, and then slide down to the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. So that's all in one smooth motion, you only need to pluck once. And then we're going to hit the 2nd string and slide up to the 11th fret. And that run. And then the final small phrase, we're going to take our pinky finger, put on the 9th fret of the 2nd string. You're going to have your middle finger here ready on the 7th fret and your index finger ready on the 5th fret, because we're going to pluck that 9th fret and pull it off to the 7th and then the 5th frets. And then end on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. So that final phrase. And that pull off is fairly fast. And that's everything for the solo, so in total it will sound like this. So now I'll be playing through the song and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. So feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go.
I guess I just feel like, I guess I just feel like nobody's honest, nobody's true, everyone's lying to make it on through. I guess I just feel like guess I just feel like giving up today.
Hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook, or check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. It'd mean the world if you could hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click the little notification bell as well, so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, or requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.